Okay, welcome to the Whistling Woodshop. I am going to be ripping down some 2x6s today into 2x3s. I built my workbenches out of 2x3s, and when I went back to get some more because I ran out, they didn't have any that were quite clean enough for what I wanted to do. So I had some 2x6s laying on the floor in here, and I'm going to rip them down on a table saw to continue working on the workbench here. And this will be the first time I've used a table saw since I was in the 7th grade, maybe the 8th grade. Been a long time, so if you see me doing something wrong, feel free to let me know. Of course, being months and months after the fact, if I am maimed terribly by the fact that I'm doing something wrong, I can only appreciate the fact that you cared in hindsight. So, with that said, I'm going to get going. Finish cranking this up. Doesn't need to be too high. It's probably good right there. And the miter is at 0. I'm going to assume that's correct for now. We have this lovely piece of wood right here that I'm going to be running through here. And we'll see if I can set up some sawhorses. It's a little bit of a catch. Outfeed table. Whoop. Not too high. Too high, they said. I built my sawhorses nice and high, and apparently too high. So, what to do. It's time to get the helper. There's always a helper in the house. So we're going to see if the helper can help me. Hey Brian, can you give me a hand? Here comes the helper. I'm going to be feeding this through the saw. And what I want you to do is stand about 2 steps behind the saw. And when the fluid gets out a little ways, I want you to grab it so it doesn't fall on the floor.
Okay.
Sound good? Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to flip this on. There. That's my first cut with the table saw in a long, long time. Did you shoot sawdust all over you, Brian?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do this one.
outside.
Okay, Brian,
You done?
for right now. Thank you for your help.
Welcome.
Well, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. And I came out with these nice 1/8 inch shims that I'll be able to use. And a longer one, looks like it's a little thicker. Well, you've been here for the christening of the table saw. And it's obvious that I'm going to need a little dust collection in here. If I give you a peek down there, got a good deal of dust built up. So what are my next steps? I've got this wood, I'm going to cut them to size, so I'm going to put some braces on there. I'm going to take some sheet OSB that I have. I'm going to build pieces that sit on the braces, so I'm going to have them fastened in on either side. I'm going to build like a little platform that sits on top of those. And then I'm going to take this off of the cart, and I'm going to put it on the platform. And I'm going to build a little jig so it always sits in the same spot, so that I know what my distance to the wall is and other things if I ever want to play with that. It's going to stick out far enough that I can actually put this extension all the way out on that side for the fence. And then I got a fun little project for building a table saw sled. And it's going to be pretty clever because the two tables are going to be exactly the same height as this. And to run a sled across, there's no place to groove in the tables for the saw guides here. And so I'm actually going to build a little tractor feed thing that hangs in the bottom of in a groove in the bottom of the sled. So it'll hang down in these grooves. When it hits the edge of the table will push them up so that they slide flush with the table, and when you pull it back, they'll fall back down in the grooves. And that will always keep it steady, but save me from having to put grooves in my in-feed and out-feed tables, which will be nice. The saw is also going to be sticking out from the wall a bit. The tables are 32 inches deep, 31.5 inches from the OSB there. And the table saw is going to stick out about that far. And so the saw is going to be in here, but this runner is going to be sticking out past the table actually. And so even if I have my out-feed table on there, it'll work for me. So that's it. Let me see how that looks.